Hi there, I'm John Lebensold, and today what we're going to be doing is setting up the PayPal developer account that we're going to be using for the PayPal Sandbox. The PayPal Sandbox is a mirror of the real PayPal site with all the same features, and it's designed for developers who are creating things like shopping carts to test everything without actually having to move money around or have a full-blown business set up. So I've got my email here. My email address is mycard@lebensold.ca. This is I'm just using it for this tutorial, so don't try and email me there. But anyways, so let's go to paypal.com. And actually, we're going to go to developer.paypal.com. And I'm going to sign up now. And I'm going to say my name is John Lebensold. My email address is mycart@lebensold.ca. And I'm going to put in a password. Say my father's middle name is Ted. And we don't really care about communication. Sure, we agree. And we'll just sign up. Go back here. So we got our email from PayPal. We'll just click on that link. So now we've successfully confirmed our account. And now we log in. So it's going to be mycart@lebensold.ca. And I'm going to log in using my password. And the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to create some test accounts. So we're going to create a pre-configured buyer and a seller. So the buyer is going to be BBB, and I'm going to make the password 1234567 8. We're going to create that account. And now I'm going to create another test account for the seller. So I'm going to go to Home, Create Pre-Configured Seller Account. The seller account is going to be SSS. The password is also going to be 1234567 8. And you'll notice when we go to the page where we've got the buyer and the seller, where it lists both of them, you'll see that it's added a suffix to the buyer and the seller. And the reason for this is that these aren't actually real email accounts. They're just email accounts within the PayPal system where it's going to be sending the emails. And if I go to test email over here on the left, you'll see that it's basically created automatically emails that would normally be sent to real email addresses. So the subject here is, your direct payment request has been approved and you have successfully lifted your withdrawal limit. So it's assuming that these accounts actually exist. Of course they don't, but it doesn't really matter. So we've got these two. This is set to test mode disabled, so we want to enable it. And now we can actually enter the sandbox as the seller, which I'm going to do by just clicking here. So on the left-hand side, it's automatically populated my email address here with the suffix. And I'm just going to put in the password, 1234567 8, and I'm going to log in. And you can tell at the top that this is basically PayPal, except it's the Developer Central site. And we're logged in as mycard@lebensold.ca, and this is kind of a sub-account that we've created. So we've already got a business here, apparently. We're basically good to go. It's verified. We can create essentially buttons to sell on our website, which is what we're going to be doing. So let's go to Merchant Services. And let's take a look at this Buy Now button. Now the way the Buy Now button works is that generally you would put in your product. So let's say we have pasta, or we say fresh pasta, and our price is $1.99. The weight is optional. and we don't want the button encrypted. And we can have PayPal calculate the shipping in our profile, but the way we've set up our shopping cart is that it's actually doing it. So again, this will probably take some tweaking on your part depending on how you set up your shopping cart. And we're actually not going to have to worry about this because we're going to be creating our buttons dynamically. We're going to be doing them in PHP. But let's quickly look at what the code it does, what the code it creates looks like. So I'm going to copy this, and I'm just going to bring it into Eclipse. And I'm going to take a look at what this looks like. So I'm going to go back to the view cart page. I'm just going to paste it so we can get a sense of what it is. Actually, I'm going to bring this into the templates.php where we have our form from the last video tutorial. And you'll see we already have the business. Now we've got a value here which we're probably going to be using. And we've got a form action to a URL where we're posting to, which, by the way, if we want to post to the real site, we have to just pull the Sandbox out of this URL. And we have item name and item number, and then the amount, and then the shipping, and then a number for shipping, no note equals 1, currency code. So a lot of this stuff has already been created for us. We even have the image for the buy it now, which you can see I've already put in over here. And that's about it. So now that we can see what PayPal is actually expecting from us, we're going to modify our cart to provide all these values dynamically. So the first thing I want to do is I want to pull in the PayPal URL. Now to do that, I'm going to create a global variable for that. And it'll be PayPal form URL. The other thing I want to do is I want to pull out the business value as well, because this could very easily change when we go from development to production. So this will be PayPal business value. So let's just take these two values right here. I'm going to cut them out. Whoops. And then we're going to leave everything else. So let's go back to our functions file. And if you'll remember, at the beginning of this tutorial series, we already started defining global variables. So here we're going to do PayPal business value. I think that's what we called it. Yeah. And that's going to be SSS and whatever that prefix is. And then we're going to have PayPal form URL. And the value for that is going to be this right here. And that's the site that we're actually posting these variables to. So now that we've done that, we're going to adjust our current shopping cart, and we're going to add a lot of these hidden form fields automatically. So luckily we've done a lot of the heavy lifting already. We just have to take the amounts and so on and so forth and create some hidden form elements to store the values that PayPal is looking to accept. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add some hidden fields. Now these won't affect the look and feel of the form, but they're crucial for PayPal to be able to figure out what it is we're selling and how much it costs. So I'm going to have item underscore name underscore, and then the line item counter, and then the value, which in this case is going to be the product ID. So here what we're doing is we're saying item name, and then in this it starts at 1, and the value is going to be the product ID. And then we're going to have another one here, and it's going to be item, instead of item name, it's going to be quantity, and then the underscore, and then the line item counter, and then we're going to have the quantity. So this way, we're going to have item name 1, quantity 1. Then we'll have item name 2, quantity 2. And then we'll do the same thing with the amount. And the amount that PayPal wants is the unit cost, because it does its own math. And then if we have shipping as well, then we want the shipping with the shipping amount. So now we've got all the form elements that we need in place. So we can actually try submitting our form to PayPal. Let's see if this works. Might be some steps I'm missing, so we might have to go back and forth a bit. But we should be in good shape. So if I view the cart, I've got pasta. If I hit buy now, you'll notice it's taking me to the Sandbox page. And it says that I've got a total of $5.98 pasta, so it's already picked it up, and an amount of $3.99 with shipping and handling being $1.99. And if we go back to the Developer Central, actually, if we go back here, we can see that we've got BBB, which is the buyer. So I'm going to take that, and I'm going to put in the buyer's URL. Password was 1234567 8. I'm going to log in. And then I can pay now. And there you go. So we've got a shipping address, we've got all that information. If we go back to the test email page, we'll see that there was a receipt that was sent, and we can now be notified of a transaction that's taken place. And if I go and I log in, or if I go back to the PayPal Developer Center and I log in to the seller's account, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is what a real merchant would see. They would log in, and we should actually have the money that, yeah, here it is. So we've got our balance, we've got our $5.51, and we even have an account history, so we can see that we just received a payment from a test user, and we can see the fee there. We can also get the details from the transaction, and we get the item, we even get the shipping address. So it's all there, and we're good to go. We're also going to look at notification in the next video. Thanks for listening.